Okay. So we've talked about the foundational success principles. We've talked about finding prospects. What we're going to do now is we're going to, once you've identified prospects, we've got to make a connection. Just because they exist, just because you have them on a list, does not mean that you're in connection with them. There's this magical thing that happens. I mean, if I have a conversation with somebody, it lights up this conversation, it lights up this relationship, and there's an energy that happens from that interaction that as long as I keep it connected, virtually or in person or voice or face or whatever, it stays strong. If I walk away, it starts to fade. It's still there, but if I walk away long enough, it goes away, right? But the crazy thing about conversation is you can have one conversation and be connected with that person for the next 10 years before the next conversation and still be connected. That's the magical part of it. You could have one conversation where you sat down over dinner and just had a memorable conversation about something, and then you were connected on social and you did not talk on the phone again for 5 years. You did not see each other in person for 10 years. But then you see each other again, that connection's still there because you had that shared experience. So it's our job to either create those connections or to strengthen them, make them stronger, kind of reignite them. So, 4 words for you to write down. All business is conversation. All business is conversation. It's the foundation of everything. If you're in conversation, you have an opportunity to do business. If you're out of conversation, you do not have the ability to do business. So, again, our job, we talked about at the beginning of the program, is radical simplicity. Is there more to it than just talk to people? Yes. But why do I say all business conversation? Because I want you to feel like, oh, that's doable. I want your team to feel like, oh, I can do that. I want them to get started in this process and know that they'll get better and better at it over time. But if I tell them all business is conversation and building rapport and building trust and transferring belief and educating people and overcoming objections and answering questions and follow up and being able to close people effectively, that's all business is, and dealing with everybody's emotional baggage. Are we going to get them to start? Probably not, right? People won't start a race they don't think they can finish. So you got to give them step 1. Step 1 is to get the conversations going. So think in terms of filling a funnel, okay? Think about terms of filling a funnel. You got a funnel like you're pouring oil into the car. You're going to fill that funnel with as many conversations as you possibly can in understanding that not everything is going to come through the bottom and they're going to become customers or distributors, but conversation is the beginning of it. And quantity matters. I'll show you an example. Let's say this is a funnel, right? And you have like a thing of honey that just drops out, a drop of honey at a time. And you drop a drop of honey right here. Is it going to come through the bottom? No, why not? It's just going to get dried up and crusty. It's not water. It's a little thicker, right? It's going to get crusty on the side. Well, okay, what if I do 1 drop a day? I'll do another drop tomorrow. I'll do another drop the day after, and the day after, and the day after. What do you have to look forward to? A crusty old funnel, right? That all it has is crusty, dried up honey on the sides, and you're sitting down here hoping that something is going to come down the other side. Because I had this conversation. Dried up. Right? So when I talk about fill the funnel, I mean pour it in. We're in the conversation business. We're in the people business, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the relationship business. So pour it in. Dump it in. If you dump in a gallon of honey at the top of this funnel, is some of it going to come through? Is all of it going to come through? No, not all of it. You know, there might be a big honeycomb right in the middle of that gallon of honey that just clogs it all up. Who knows? We don't know. Some's going to drip through, but you need enough that there's weight. The weight will push it through. That make sense? So I want you to think in terms that you don't have a quality problem when it comes to conversations. You have a quantity problem. How many conversations are you currently engaged in? You're either have responded to them, waiting for them to respond to you, or they've responded to you and you haven't responded back to them. If you're honest right now with a prospect, how many are currently in play? Give me a number. 20? 12? 30? Honest, be honest. Everybody give me a number. 8? 5? 10? Who else? Give me a few numbers. 14. How much? 30? All right. So here's what I would tell you. How do those numbers line up with your goals? You know what we tend to do? We tend to say too much to too few. We say a lot to the same 7 people over and over and over again. We say a lot to the same 12 people over and over again until we wear out those 12, and then we go do another 12. It's a quantity game, ladies and gentlemen. You want to become a better recruiter? You just have to increase quantity. And if you suck, if you're terrible, if your skills are awful, you need to have more quantity, not less. Because guess how you're going to get better? Through repetition. If you're amazing, you're unbelievable, you're spectacular, you are world class, you can have less. That's fine. But if you're not where you want to be in terms of your goals, in terms of your business, in terms of your income, in terms of your frontline recruiting, in terms of your team, if that's not in alignment, the answer's in quantity. And this is not a matter of could you. It's just a matter of will you. Okay? And some of you are like, I don't know what I'm going to say. I just don't know, I need a script. No, you don't. Here's the best trick I can give you. Pretend you don't have a product. Pretend you don't have a business. And start a conversation. That's it. Say hello. I saw your name on my social and it made me smile. Hope you're having a great day. Last time we talked, you were doing such and such. You still doing that? How are the kids? How are the family? How's the new year kicking off for you? How are you enjoying the new job? Compliment people randomly. Find a way to compliment them. Or, I see we're Facebook friends, but I don't remember. How did we become Facebook friends? Do you remember? I'm curious. How did this happen? Who are you? Right? So, or if you're stumped, just say hello. Those of you who are single, how many people single in the room? Single people, raise your hands. Take a look around. Prospects. All right. Male or female, let me just tell you the absolute best pickup line in the world. Hi. That's it. End of seminar. All you have to do is say hello. If you get enough conversations with other people, good things are going to happen. You'll find out if they're a fit. You'll find out if it works. You'll find out if there's a connection. You'll find out if they're available. You'll find out if they're not available. All you got to do is say hello. You can sit back, well, I'm waiting for them to say hello to me. I want to do attraction marketing. Good luck. You know, how many years you want to do that attraction marketing when there's somebody right there that could be Mr. or Mrs. Perfect? You don't know. Guess how it started with Marina and I? Well, she walked in the room. I picked myself up off the floor. And I said, hi. My name is Eric. And she said, mm-hmm. You know the best thing that ever happened to me? Her sister was speaking on stage. She was translating on stage. I was doing an event in Moscow. I'm training in front of a couple thousand people, and her sister was doing simultaneous translation. And they needed somebody to do translation backstage, just kind of help out. So they grab her sister, her older sister. Sister comes back, sits down, and I'm like, okay, it's game on. So, hello. Nice to meet you. Ignore for a little while. Then, so how long was your trip? And keep the conversation going. And you know, the thing that I knew was going to give me a chance, I had 3 days. It was a 3-day event. She was going to be sitting backstage. So I could just play it cool and talk. And then eventually get her number. And then eventually... Yeah. The last night, I said, you know, hey, would you do me a favor? I haven't seen Red Square, and I'd like to see it. It's like 11 o'clock at night after the third day and the dinners and all the stuff. Would you mind just showing me around? The driver could take us over there. And she said, okay. I'm like, yes. So we drove to Red Square, and it was, snow was falling. People were ice skating. It's all lit up. We're taking pictures, and this is unbelievable. Incredible. After 3 days, went in for a kiss. She gave me the forehead. Bang. Oh, dang it. But guess what it started? Conversation. And a couple thousand conversations later, we got together for, a first actual date. But again, guess where it starts? Hi, my name's Eric. Hello. Nice to see you. And I'm talking about people you're already connected with. Just say hello. And if you're like, I don't want them to think that this is some big agenda. Well, have it not be an agenda then. Your only agenda is to educate somebody about what it is that you have. You don't need to rush into that. Have a conversation when the opening happens, and it will happen. You can open it. They can open it. They can find out about your product as a first step. They can find out about your opportunity. But if you're in conversation, it's going to happen. Now, if it's a guy talking to a girl, you need, and it's a business conversation. Guys, you need to make it really clear that this is a business conversation. You need to make it, if you're in a relationship, you need to say right away, like my wife says, or whatever, put your spouse into the conversation so the woman feels safe and knows it's not some DM thing that has some sort of other agenda. Women going to the guys, same thing. Have some emotional intelligence to be able to make sure that that conversation is built on something that you already have a connection around. Hey, we work together. You still there? You moved on to something else. Whatever it happens to be. But just forget you have a business for now. Just say hello. You could just send an emoji if you want to. You could just say a fire emoji to everybody in your list. Will that start a conversation? Well, what's with the fire emoji? I just thought you deserved a little fire today. Have a nice day. Right? Could you? Got to be careful with some of the emojis. They have secret meanings. Be careful. Make sure ask your kids. They'll tell you. But could you send an emoji? Could you send memes? I speak in meme with half of my friends. Half of my friends, I'm just shooting them memes all the time. We're joking around stuff all the time, constantly. I see something, it makes me think of them. I shoot them a little meme, something that's funny or something whatever that relates. So I collect all these memes all the time. Or a joke or something. Find a way, but you got to increase quantity. The goal is to keep the conversation going. Start it, keep it going. Think about this like tennis, right? If tennis, you hit the ball over the net. Not everybody's going to hit it back. But you're going to hit the ball over the net to so many different people that some are going to hit it back. I'm good. How are you? Ha ha, that was funny. What do you mean by the flame emoji? It's the kids are great, thanks. How's work going for you? What's happening? Let me give you a big basic rule. Be normal, please. I'm begging you. Some people are normal. They have. If you go look at their text threads or their conversation chains, they have one that's with people that they're like friends and buddies with, and then there's another recruiting one, which is like this monstrosity, this weird thing with words that people don't really use. And I'm wondering if you're willing to explore, diversified income opportunities. When the last one was, I won't even say what came into my mind. That's how sick my mind is. It went to a different place. I'll leave it over there, way over there. So be normal, please. However you talk to them, talk to them. And the best mental trick is pretend you don't have a business. Pretend you don't have a product. Best mental trick. And have it be a competition, a kind of a contest. See how many conversations you can get into and keep going. Okay? Just see how many you can do. Whether it's in DMs, SMS, text message, all this stuff. Be normal. Your goal for you and everybody in your team. You want to create a recruiting machine? Raise your hand if you want to create a recruiting machine inside your team. Okay, here's how to do it. Maintain 100 conversations at any moment in time and teach your team how to do the same thing. You might need to refresh that once a month. At the beginning of the month is a good time to do it. Get everybody on a Zoom, have them all start some fresh conversations. But if you have 100 conversations going on and they all have 100 conversations going on, you got 10 people on your team, that's 1,100 conversations happening. You've got opportunity everywhere. In terms of product and in terms of education, in terms of business builders joining your business. This foundational principle is that important. So that should be your goal. You can do more than 100. You can do more than 100 for sure. But if you do 100, you're good. Okay? And if you're wondering how to track it, how do I track all this? The apps track it for you. Like I say, if it's bold, that means they owe you owe them a response. If it's not bold, that means they owe you a response. And have so many conversations that you don't need to worry about people ghosting you. Okay? And all conversations are good. All of them. So I'll give you some examples of some things you can do in the conversations. And I just want you to write these down. I don't want you to do them right now as you're going through this course, but I want you to do them. Who are 5 people that you are grateful that they were in your life at some point? They were a coach, a mentor, a friend. They had your back. They were important in your life. Even an ex that was important. Maybe you had a child together or something. They're the parent of your child, whatever it happens to be. This is not to rekindle some, old relationship. It's designed to identify the people who mattered, even if it was for a season. I would like you to take those 5 people, and I'd like you to send them a message and let them know why you were grateful for them. And get as specific as possible, and don't ask for a thing. I just want you to know why. Okay? If you're like me, there are probably some people in your life that you're not in great relationship with. Something happened. Your feelings got hurt. Their feelings got hurt. There was misunderstandings. There was drama. There was times you were at a different stage of your life, or they were at a different stage of theirs. Anybody that you have that's in your phone that when you see, or you're scrolling through and you see their name, it just goes, ugh. Do you have any of those? Raise your hand if you have any of those. You're scrolling through and you see the, ugh. I want to encourage you to reach out to every one of them. And be the person that takes the first step and just says, that look, this has been renting space in my head for too long. For my piece of it, I just want to own that piece. I wish you the best. If there's anything that we can do down the road that makes sense, if you want to, then open the door for that. But if not, just have it be as a way of release. Right? Because if it stays there too long, what I would tell you to do, if you can't fix it, then I would have you take it out of your phone so you don't feel that when you scroll through your phone. And that's okay too. Not everybody's going to be a long-term lifer part of your life. Right? And even if there was some horrific things in the past, it'll rent space in your head. Hurts you more than it hurts others. Third, is there someone in your company that you admire, that you respect, that you're grateful for inside of your company? Make a list of 5 of those people and just let them know why you're grateful for them, why you admire them. Every member of your family, shoot them a note. Let them know that you love them and why you love them. Not just that you love them, but why you love them. Who still has their parents or one of their parents? Send a message to your parents today. While you can. Whether it's great or it's not great, What I learned about parents and children, and this is the relationship side of our business. Conversations is what starts it all and what ends up hurting it all. What I learned about parents and children is when they're little, they idolize their parents. And then they go to phase 2. They demonize their parents. And then ultimately, if they have a level of maturity, they go to humanizing their parents. I went through that. I idolized my parents. I demonized them for a season. I was all mad at them for different stupid things. And then I humanized them, doing the best they could with what they had, And my parents are amazing. If you ever meet my parents, you're a lucky person. 84 and 82, still going strong. Yeah, it's pretty good. We got longevity in our family, thank God. So I want you to think about who are 5 people in your downline that you believe in. That you believe in their futures. You believe that they could succeed. I want you to pick 5 of those people and just say, I want you to know that I believe in you, that I'm here, I'm going through this certification, and all I can think about is how successful you have the ability to be in the future. And I just want you to know I'm here for you in order to unlock that future. Who are the 5 the best parents you know? Send them a message, just compliment them on how amazing they do as parents. 5 people who is single parents, like single moms, single dads. Unbelievable hard job. Send those people a message. Just say, I just want you to know I admire what you're doing. I know it's probably not easy, and you don't get a lot of encouragement, and you get a lot of hassle in your life. I just want you to know I'm impressed with you. Not just something as simple as that. Or an entrepreneur, small business owner. Pick 5 small business owners and send a message to them and say, the fact that you have been an entrepreneur, the fact that you have solved all these problems, the fact that you went through COVID, the fact that you've adapted to the times, the fact that you've grown and shrank and grown again, you might not get a lot of people recognizing that. I just want you to know that you're amazing. I just want you to know that. And hope you have a great day. Right? Pick 5 people that are going through a very difficult time right now. Who do you know that's really struggling? They're wondering what it's all about. They're wondering when they're going to be out of pain. They're wondering why unfair things have happened to them. They're wondering if it's ever going to change, if they're going to catch a break. If they're wondering, who knows at least one person that's going through something like that? All right, make a list of 5 of those and send them a message just of encouragement. I just want you to know, be that one person that encourages. Don't preach, don't solve, don't do any of that stuff. Just say, I see you. I want to see you do better. I know you're going to do better. I just want you to know you're not alone. I want you to know. Could you keep making little sub lists? You know, who are 5 great teachers that you ever had? Who is a great coach that you ever had in your life? Who? Coach Lou Holtz was a friend of mine. He just passed away yesterday. It's sad. 89 years old. Hell of a run. But that guy, when we sat down, Maureen and I sat down with him for the very first time. He came to Reunion Arena to speak at a GoPro event. And we were having trouble, some immigration trouble with our son, our youngest, who's now in college. And he sat down next to Marina. Very first thing he said to Marina the first time they met, how can I help you? And like Marina needed some help at that moment in time. But he asked the question. He didn't need to ask that question. How can I help you? And she explained the immigration situation. You know what he did? He called the White House. He called the senator. He called the congressman. He literally got to the Oval Office on our behalf in order to do what he could to help solve a situation. Wow. Didn't ask for anything in exchange. But guess who got chocolates every possible chance we could send them because we found out what his wife's favorite was? You know, guess who was always remembered? Guess who was, we were sending notes to him and his family when he went into hospice over the last couple of weeks. Legend, but conversation, right? So as a coach, him being a coach, who's your best girlfriends that maybe aren't as close as they used to be? Your best guy friends that used to be buds. Just connect. Without an agenda. The agenda will appear. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to contribute. You'll be able to help. You'll be able to serve with your product and with your opportunity if there's a fit. But don't worry about that when you start. Play the long game. It's not that long. Within 90 days in a conversation, all opportunities will be presented to you. You don't need to do it in the next 90 minutes. I know you want to hit the next rank, but be a pro about this. Really play the long game about this, okay? This will serve you more than anything else. Here's the bottom line with this section. Get into and keep 100 conversations going at any moment in time. If one drops off, replace with another. And then build into your organization that same repeating discipline of 100 conversations happening. 12's not enough. 8's not enough. 20's not enough. 30's not enough. Get it to 100. Watch how easy things get. Keep it down in the 10s and 20s. Watch how hard everything stays. We can really reduce the pain of this by just increasing quantity. Okay? So that's this section. We'll come back with the next. Okay. So we now have 25 minutes. So let's answer a few questions, then we'll give you a little extra lunch. Who's got a question? We got mics here. Let's go. We'll go here, and then we'll go over to Daniel. We'll come back over here. And if you need to go to the bathroom, I understand. Go ahead and go. It won't be a problem.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to ask, if our target is going to be 100 conversations, can we break that down in manageable numbers? Are we talking 10 a day?
Well, here's what I would do.
Yeah.
It really depends on how ambitious are you.
Okay.
There's a maintenance number, and there's an ambitious number.
You want to give us both?
Okay, I'll give you both. The ambitious number is start a conversation with every single person in your universe.
Okay.
Fast.
All right.
Like before the end of the month.
Okay.
Everyone. Like how many people were in your phone? Did you look?
Oh, about 4,000.
4,000. All right. So I want you to send a message to 4,000 people
Okay.
before the month is over. If you're ambitious.
All right.
Okay? It's not hard. Say hello to 4,000 people that's already in your phone. You can decide how sophisticated you want to get with that. But if you start 4,000 conversations, you just keep them going. Don't worry about closing them in the next 5 seconds. Just relax. Start the conversations. Okay? I think once I would move heaven and earth to get the 100 as quick as possible and then just keep it full. Keep it full. If you're highly ambitious, start it with everybody, including people who've said no before, people who've been customer and no longer a customer, people who are a distributor, no longer a distributor, right? All of it.
Okay.
One thing I forgot to tell you, and I'll add, this is a social media trick. And this will be a hard one for some of you. On your personal social media pages, like in Facebook, for example, you should not have your team members or anybody in your company in your friends list. Weird, right? Why? They're my friends. I understand. You need to send every one of them a message because here's what happens. For most of you, it's probably... What percentage of your Facebook friends do you think are in your company? What percentage? Huh? 15? 70%? Yeah. So guess all you're going to see is them and stuff about your company. And guess what the other 30% are going to see inside your list? Nothing. Because they don't have anything relating to those other 70%. So if it's in a team page, it's different. Okay? I'm talking about your personal profile. So you don't have to do this, but I'm going to tell you it'll serve your business if you do. Go to each one and say, I'm opening up a page for our team members to be connected with. That's a separate page. Because I want to fill my contacts on my personal page with prospects. So that's going to be my prospecting kind of network of people. And since you're already in there, instead of us just sharing all posts with each other, we'll share all that over here in this other thing. So I'm going to unfriend. That doesn't mean we're not friends. We're friends. Anytime you need to contact me, text me, DM me, whatever. You can continue to follow if you want. on my personal page, but I'm going to have the friends group be prospects. And every time they become a distributor, I'm going to move them over into my team page. Okay. Now your algorithm will start showing your stuff to prospects. You'll start interacting more with prospects. You know, your feed will completely and totally change. Because right now, all you're seeing is stuff about your company, stuff about your product, stuff about different things that people are doing, and that could be done inside of team groups. Okay, so it's a weird conversation. Don't unfriend them unless you tell them, because some people are like, I just can't believe he unfriended me. It's the wrong term. I would like you to move over here because this is a prospecting zone for me. And you're not a prospect because you're already in the business. Okay? I'm going to make it appear like these are all my buddies, but they're really all my prospects. Right? My buddies are over here. Make sense? Okay. Did you get taken care of? All right, let's go to Daniel.
Eric, thanks so much for hosting this for us.
Welcome.
Got a question. When you were actually doing that list of like the 1 and then they get the 1,000, you go through them and you said, introduce me. Are you prospecting these people with your associates? Or
If I can,
or are
but
you doing it?
If I can, I will do it with the associates. Most of the time, I just need somebody to talk to. So I'm okay. I don't need their involvement. I need their introduction. Weird, right? To be like, I can just do this? Yeah, so-and-so introduced us. Let's take it from here. And if you get a conversation, you separate them even off the thread. And just the two of you have a conversation.
So then where does duplication happen?
I don't care. I'm looking to add people. I'm looking to build a new line. I'm looking to get stuff going. And as it goes, I'll find people who are willing, coachable, and hungry. Don't get me wrong. If they're willing and coachable in order to be able to do all this stuff, great. If they're not, I'm going to go through their 1,000 people and I'm going to find some good people. Some of those are going to introduce me and some of those are going to start building a business. But I'm not going to say, well, I don't want to be introduced to your 1,000 people unless you're going to be involved.
Got it.
If I need people. If I need people to talk to, and second degree conversations are so much easier than first degree conversations of people who know you. When you get introduced to somebody, you don't know them, but you're introduced and you have a little credibility from the person you got introduced to, you can be bold and brash and strong and all kinds of stuff that you can't really be when somebody knows every mistake you've ever made in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Make sense?
Yeah. And then as far as the recruiting process, I've been with my company for 18 years. Mm-hmm. We started with like pre-recorded phone numbers. Then we get them into a in-person flip book. Mm-hmm. We went to the DVD and now we're just sending links. And I feel like as technology has increased, all we're doing is just sending links. And you had talked about this in GoPro Experience 2025, where we've become weak.
Yeah, very weak
marketers, because we're not taking the punches. We're not doing the presentations.
Well, yeah, true. But here's what I will tell you. A link is more consumable and it's more scalable than it is an actual video, a physical video that you have to find a player and all that stuff. And the fact that people can immediately watch it on their phone, you just have to get better at setting up before you send that link. If I send you this link, will you watch it? When will you watch it for sure? So if I contact you after that, you'll have seen it for sure, right? What's the best time and way for me to contact you? It's 7 minutes long. You can watch it right now. All right, I'll call you in 10 minutes. That's different than please watch my link.
Got it.
And that's what most people do. They just blast out their link. I got this thing, watch it. Weak sauce. I mean, and if you're not getting better every day, you just repeating the same terrible strategy over and over and over 1,000 times, don't be shocked that your results suck. If your results are terrible, then you got to examine the premise. I mean, how did you start it? How did you set it up? Where is it falling apart? Where's the friction? Is the friction in the link? Is the friction in the setup? Is it the friction in the description? Is it they didn't tell a story? Is the friction in The video is too boring in the first 60 seconds. Did you need to set up that it's 7 minutes long and it's going to be boring in the first 60 seconds? You got to watch it all the way to the end. It's really, really important. It's only 7 minutes. You could take 7 minutes out of your life if it made a difference, wouldn't you? Yes, I could. Okay. Right? Where is it? And is it in the follow-up? Is it in watching? Is there enough diversity on the video in order to be able to, for people to be able to see themselves somehow in the picture? I mean, all those different things. Can you make something else and test that? Does it work better?
Got it.
You got to ask a million of these questions, but because what most people do is like, well, they told me to send the video. So they just like sending the video and hoping for things to change. It's not the video. I can have a shit video, terrible video, worst video ever. Okay. Matter of fact, first company I was with had the worst video ever. I wish I had a copy to show you. It was awful, terrible. Every non-compliant thing on earth was on this video. But guess what? I could win with it. And if your video sucks, I promise you, I could take your video and recruit with it.
Wow.
You know why? I would set it up. I would tell a story. I'd build anticipation. I would have a reciprocal conversation in order to get them to watch it. I would follow up afterwards, knowing the weak parts of the video, and said that part was weak, wasn't it? That part was shit, wasn't it? Well, let me tell you, the business is way better than that shitty part of the video. And let me tell you why. Story. Let me introduce you to a person that can explain it better than that video did, but at least it was enough to capture your attention, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Okay. You want to have coffee? See what I'm saying? You're part of the equation. This is not a video's job. It's not your company's job. It's not your upline's job. It's not the opportunity meetings job. Some people say, well, my company convention is terrible. I can't use my company convention in order to be able to build a business because it's just terrible. It's embarrassing. Then you're dumb. Because you can use it. You can let people know that this is not a motivation fest. This is just going to be giving you some data. We're going to meet before the event starts and we're going to meet after the event starts. And we're going to tell you how to use all the information that comes out of that event in order to be able to go home and dominate. It doesn't need to be perfect. That's not their job to be perfect. Our job is to take the data and information that they give at that convention and go home and inspire the world. That's our job. Their job is to make the product, deliver the product, give us some announcements. Yes, it's boring. Yes, they pick dumb speakers. Whatever. It's in a terrible location. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. None of it matters. It's just a resource. And if part of it's garbage, I'm going to reset expectations around the garbage and show them how we're going to use it and how we're going to make it better. See what I mean?
Yep.
All of this, remember I started by saying take charge? Yes. In every situation. You can say, well, the reporting sucks. The company website sucks. This sucks, that sucks, the other thing sucks. My company can't keep up with the product. We're on back order. Well, that's an opportunity. That's not a problem. It's an opportunity. Now, if your company's out of integrity, that's a different issue. But if they're in integrity and they're having challenges or growing pains or anything else, that's just something for you to solve as an entrepreneur. Got it?
One final.
Shoot.
With technology and AI coming at such a full speed, integrating that into the recruiting process, is it simplifying it, or at this point in time, it's too early and it's complicating it?
It's too early. I wouldn't mess with it too much. I mean, I think that there's going to be, within the next 6 to 12 months, agentic AI will be simplified to the point. And what that means, for those of you who don't know what that means, is you'll have the ability to create a virtual employee that will work for you 24 hours a day as an AI agent, that you'll give it tools to things that you want to run, and it will respond to all of your DMs. It will send out, it will post things. It'll curate your social. It'll do all kinds of stuff. It'll book your travel. It'll take care of it'll take care of customer service for your team. It'll do all that stuff. Right now, that's technically possible, but it's too complicated to introduce to your team because it's too much. But my opinion, within about 12 months, that'll be widespread, and you'll be able to have a network marketing virtual 24-hour-a-day assistant that works for you for free to be able to help you find leads, remind you to follow up on leads, tell you what to say. They will go do research on these people and come back and tell you what they're all about. All of that stuff is coming, but I wouldn't worry about this moment.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome. Let's go. We're going to go back over here, and we'll come back. All right. Yeah.
So thank you again
Welcome.
For the GoPro. My question is about the 100 conversations, right? You said the ambitious number was go through your phone, start with your phone, doing all of those. But when you're bringing in a new person, right, what would be a way to simplify that for them? Because they would think talking to 4,000 people on my phone, that's a lot.
Okay. I thank you for asking about the clarity, because I was giving the ambitious and I didn't give the basic. I didn't give the rest of the conversation. When I sit down with a brand new person, I'm going to congratulate. What's your name?
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan. Again, yes. So how do I forget D'Artagnan? Come on.
Exactly.
It's impossible. You were sitting in a different spot, so fairness. So D'Artagnan, congratulations on making the decision to join the company. I think it's the smartest thing you could have done. I'm proud of you for doing it. My goal is to help you become independent from me as quickly as possible. Do you agree that's a good goal?
Yes.
All right. How long do you want us to take?
6 months.
6 months. All right. I'm going to be going through a process of basically called tell, show, try, do. I'm going to tell you what to do. Not that I'm your boss. I'm just going to give you some instruction. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it with you. Then you can try it, and I'll be there to support you, and eventually you'll be doing it. Okay?
Okay.
On every aspect of the business. The biggest tool that I'm going to be using is assignments. Just having assignments, giving you simple things that will help you on your journey to become independent from me as quickly as possible. Okay?
Okay.
So if I give you assignments, is that going to be cool?
That's going to be great.
Yeah. If you feel like I'm getting bossy, with the assignments, sometimes feel free to tell me. It's not meant to be that. I'm not your boss. I'm just here to kind of coach a little bit. I'm like a scout. I'm just a little bit down the road, and I'm calling back and letting you know what's coming. Okay? So a big part of our business is conversation. And don't worry, in the tell, show, try, do process, I will work with you to help educate your prospects about the products and the opportunity. But in order to really kick it off, the best way that I've learned to do that is to have conversations. So what I'd like you to do as you start is just have as many conversations as you can with the people that you know. Okay? And don't worry about what you're going to do with them. Don't worry about talking about the product. Don't worry about talking about the opportunity. I'll help you transition those conversations when the time comes to be able to educate them about the products, and I'll be there to do that with you. I'll help you educate them about the business opportunity. I'll be there through the tell, show, try, do process, okay? But I can't do the conversation for you. So I don't want you to overthink this. I just want you to have conversations. So how many people do you have in your phone? How many do you have in your phone?
I had 842.
You have 842 people in your phone. I don't know how comfortable you are with having conversations with the people on your phone. Your temptation is going to be to look through and scroll past some names. Like, nope, not that one. Nope, not those. Nope, no, not those people. Nope, I don't even want those in my business. Nope, 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 nope. I would encourage you not to do that. Just start a conversation with all of them. Now, if you want to make a list of the most likely you want to start with, great, no problem. But I'd like you to kind of set a goal to talk to all of them, because that's just going to open this conversation, open the door for me to be able to work with you to help educate them. See what I mean?
Got it.
So depending on how much time do you have, your role play with me, how much time do you have to build a business?
About 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours a day.
3 or 4 hours a day. So how many people can you say hi to in 3 or 4 hours?
Oh, over 100.
In 3 or 4 hours. So that's like 100 a day, right? So in about 8 or 10 days, you could have at least connected to everybody
Sure.
and just said hi. And like, don't worry about where it's going. We're not going to ambush anybody. We're not going to scare anybody, nothing. But in the first 10 days, you'll have said hello to everybody, like you would if you're going to open up a restaurant. You'd probably say hello to everybody, invite them to your restaurant, right?
Correct.
Probably. So maybe not, but probably. And then I'll be with you, and we'll create a simple process using tools, teach you how to tell your story, those different types of things. You know, we'll set up some Zooms and we'll set up some calls, and you know, from people who go back and forth in the conversation transitions, then you can involve me in a little 3-way chat, and then you just sit back and let me take it from there. Our goal over the course of the next 90 days is everybody in your world becomes educated about what you have. Not that they join, not that they buy, that they just learn what it is. Okay? And from that, some of them are going to say, let's be a customer. Some of them are going to say, let's be a distributor. Some are going to say, it's not a fit for me. But we're going to make sure all of them feel comfortable regardless of what they say. Sound fair?
Yes, sounds fair.
All right. So that was like, how long did that take? That was a 5-minute role play. I started at 12:50. So that 5-minute conversation, I mean, some of you are like, can you give me that script? I don't have that script. But generally, when we get into some of these duplication scripts and retention scripts, that's part of it, what I call the crucial conversation, which is the conversation to have when a person joins, right? And even though we were role-playing, did you feel heard?
Yes.
Did you feel supported?
Yes.
Did you feel like you understood the process? You weren't just thrown to the wolves contacting people for no reason. You know, you weren't worried about what was I going to do with those people once you started to have a conversation. You weren't worried about what am I going to say. It's just be normal.
I like that. Yes.
Right? Yeah. So that's what I would do. Like, and if she said, you want to become independent? She said, yes. How long? Oh, 3 years. I got 10 hours. I got, 5 hours a week to be able to build a business. And I say, how many people do you know? I know, I've got 600 people on my phone. Well, and I bring up the fact of starting 600 conversations, and she freaks out. Like, you don't have to do 600, right? Let's say she's wildly insecure and nervous and scared and introverted. Is there 10 you could just start a conversation with? Can you pick 10? And then once we go through those 10, you experience what that's all like, and we see what that process, could you do another 10? And then could you do another 10? Depending on how fearful you are is how hard I'll push.
Okay.
If you're scared, I'm going to reduce it way down. If you're like, I'm ready to go through walls, all right, let's ramp it up. Okay? I might give you, let's do it all. You can do 100 a day. All right, let's do 100 a day. At day 1, I contact you. How did your 100 go? Oh, I didn't do any. What that tells me is she got scared. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's reduce it down to 50. Let's reduce it down to 20. Let's reduce it down to what are you comfortable doing? Let's go have coffee and we'll do it together. We'll sit, or turn on the Zoom and I'll just sit with you while I'm having my coffee, and you just start sending the message. Just show me one at a time. I sent this one. I sent this one. Oh, they responded. Oh, cool. See what I mean?
Yes, I like that. So can I ask another question?
Yeah.
So let's say that you're in you have your team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're on a Zoom and you're giving that, okay, let's do 25 conversations a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And certain people
They will freak out over 25 conversations a day, just so you know.
Okay, and I'm saying that because I've had that. And
Yeah, for sure. Freak
nobody's
out.
doing
Like,
anything.
what? That's impossible. You got to set this up. Why? How? What are you saying? What they hear when you say that is you need to do 25 presentations a day. That's what they're hearing.
Okay.
not 25 conversations. They're hearing presentations and they're like not prepared for that.
Okay. So
See what I mean?
You broke that down.
Yeah. So a part of this is just taking 10, 15 minutes and educating.
Okay.
You know, this is a foundational piece. This whole conversation piece is foundational. We're trying to educate people to the point they understand. Just relax, just breathe. And every once in a while, as you talk to your team, you're going to have to tell them, just breathe. Just do it with me. Go ahead. Release it. Some of you rebellious people won't even breathe. Breathe. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. Some of you people were good employees. Some of you people were excellent in the military. Some of you people were unbelievably disciplined as parents. Some of you people, you're incredible at running businesses. You just got to get out of your head and just do the work. Just give yourself an assignment to do the work when you don't feel like it. Like you went to your job 8 million days that you didn't feel like it. And you got up with an alarm clock when you didn't feel like it. And you sat next to a person you didn't feel like sitting next to at that office who was annoying and, right? So sometimes you just got to do stuff you don't feel like doing. Okay? Let's do this. We will answer more questions this afternoon. I know we have many more, but it's now 1 o'clock and I want to make sure you get lunch when it's fresh and when it's hot. So 1 o'clock exactly, we'll go till 2 o'clock exactly, and then we'll continue for this afternoon, and then we'll wrap this and we'll go to the house party tonight. I'm excited for all of it. Enjoy your lunch, everybody.